proud of each and every one of them. Just building some relationships over the past 2 years, watching you guys really step into some leadership this year, earning, building, carving out your own reputation, leaving your mark on the school. It's impressive. So kudos to each and every one of you guys who have served 4 excellent years here at Sycamore High School. Really, most of you guys since kindergarten here being in our district. So we're really inching closer and closer to a very important time in your journey.
Thank you.
Okay? And most of you guys by now already have locked in, who you're friends with, boyfriends, girlfriends, things of that nature. But there's still about 3.5 or 4 months to go, okay? And so there's a lot of really important events, a lot of really exciting experiences. I don't know if any are going to top Senior Halloween, but we will try our best to make sure you guys have a lot to look forward to for the next few months, okay? So I promise you, from an administrative standpoint, we are committed to making sure you guys have the opportunity to finish strong, to finish on a high note, but it is a two-way street, right? It's a two-way street. We're going to try our best to do our part. I want you guys to continue to be leaders, do your part to make sure we finish on a high note. Sound good? Okay. Has anyone ever happened to watch a Ohio State football game? Just raise your hand. Has anyone ever watched an Ohio State football game? Raise your hand. It's about half the room here. Have you guys all heard of Ohio State? You've heard of Ohio State? Raise your hand. Okay, so let's tell a quick story. Quick story time. This is where it's going to pop up here. You guys got to lock in on some nuts and bolts, which you really will need to know. One of my favorite things about Ohio State, one of my favorite things about Ohio State is the Buckeye League. And if you ever watch an Ohio State football game, you will notice on the helmet, the side of the helmet, they have these like small stickers that all the players start to accumulate over the course of the season. And oftentimes you'll see some players have maybe 1 or 2, and then some players get like 10 or 20, or so many their entire helmet is full of like these little decals. Okay? Does anybody know how that happens or why that happens? Kind of. I think you know. I'm going to share it. It's just a combination of when you are a part of a community, when you're part of an organization, you're part of a school, when you're part of a team, or when you're part of a cohort, there is always going to be those individual accolades, those individual acknowledgments, those individual decisions that lead to really outstanding results. And so some of the players of Ohio State in the Buckeye League, they do something individually awesome. However, the entire team also gets those Buckeye Leagues whenever one player does something. And so, really what I want you guys to start thinking about as we transition to graduation is how each and every one of you has done some things that are really, really important for you individually. But please don't lose sight of the person beside you, to your left or to your right, how you guys have really been on the journey together. And that'll carry through May 26th, I think at 10 a.m. when we arrive at the Centaur Center. That's going to be that final moment to where you as an individual get to get your proverbial Buckeye League. But it's also really important that you guys recognize it's really about the whole, okay? So there will need to be some type of structures to make sure we have a classy, outstanding ceremony to honor an outstanding class, okay? So yes, that is your moment, but yes, it is collectively our moment, okay? So we're going to go into some nuts and bolts. Court 2, how do you feel? You want to come on up and ready to go here? Let's go graduation heavy, but there's also a lot of other things, proms, more events for students as well. Graduation is so, so important. I want to make sure we cover that.
Round of applause for Mr. Porter, please. Thank you. Okay, seniors, how you feeling? Great? Good or great? Great? Woo! Okay. All right. 3.5 months left. That's it. So, you can clap clap for that. Clap. So, raise your hand if you remember when we were here August 30th and we did that turning 18 thing. Remember that? Okay. Put your hands down. One of the briefings we also did that day was talking about all of these senior things that would happen, and all of you guys said, "Oh yeah, this is so great, haha, you're really paying attention." So this is kind of the time of year where you pay attention, all right? Because this stuff actually matters now, and all the other grades are doing class meetings this week, and it's all very like school rules and what to expect next year in Sycamore. That's different than yours. This is actually like, here's the last 3.5 months of your entire Sycamore life. All right? Some of you are happy, some of you are sad. Stop talking about it. Some of you are happy, some of you are sad. It's a little bittersweet for a lot of you. I get it. We've all been there. Okay? I'm going to ask, please, for the next few months here, try to stay plugged into the stuff we're doing and try to check your remind messages. I know they're a little bit annoying when I send the random things, donuts, whatever. But if you read between the lines on some of those, they will tell you things you need to know about graduation and all the end of year stuff. First, you do not have to raise your hand, but just raise your mental hand in your brain if you haven't ordered your cap and gown yet. Don't raise your hand, 14% of you, because you haven't. All right? You can't walk without that. You can walk at your house, but not at Sid's house. Okay? I'm going to zip through some things here, so please just pay attention. This isn't meant to be like a memory quiz that you remember 3.5 months worth of stuff. It's really meant to be like familiarization. So the next time we get back in front of you in the spring, you're like, oh yeah, that's right, we talked about this. Okay? We're also recording this on my mobile device way in the back, so that if you know anybody at the Oaks or at A's Academy or offsite or absent today, they will get the exact same message so that no one says, I didn't know that. Okay? All right. First, let me just say, I and we, Miss DK's back there in the corner with the white sweatshirt on. Clap for Miss DK. Happy National Counselors Appreciation Week, by the way. We love this class. And I'm not saying that because we say that for every class. I'm saying it because you guys have represented the school incredibly well. And I've gotten to know a ton of you guys really well over the course of the last 4 years. And you are the best part of the workday. I'm not just saying that. So thank you for that. And I'm so honored to be part, a little part of what is going to make this year so special. So thanks for letting me be that for you. All right, here's some things to be familiar with. First, finishing with class respect. I don't need to go into detail. Do the right things. Everybody's watching you at this point. At this point, everyone watches seniors. All right? So what days you're at school, what you do while you're here, how you finish the year matters. And it's bigger than just you. Your families and people coming into town for you and all the people that got you here are watching you too. Everybody, when you go to house parties, is starting to ask, what are you doing next year? Everyone's watching you, okay? It's not meant to be stressful, but just know this is bigger than just you at this point. All right? Second, there's a senior Instagram 2024 page that's been made. It's something that we don't necessarily say is like a school thing, but we do like that that's happening. We try to share that stuff at graduation and at senior events. So when you know your college and future plans for sure, whether it's workforce, military training, please share that if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can. Okay? Your plans are your plans. I've heard a couple things in the rumor mill about people hating on each other for like getting into or not getting into schools or getting a job or not getting a job. Stop. I'm serious about that, okay? Your life is your life, not someone else's, and you don't need to get in the middle of all that stuff, okay? Just be thankful and happy and appreciative for what you have, all right? Last thing I'll say about that. All right, next thing. If you haven't seen the announcements about local scholarships, there's literally probably $25,000 maybe that's given away every year that no one applies for because they don't know about it, or at least they don't look at the announcements. Local scholarships are money that's on the table that's given by local organizations every year, and it's usually like $1,000, $2,000. But it's money that's pretty much free. Like all you have to do is put your name in the hat. You don't have to write an essay. You don't have to have a set of qualifications. You just put your name on a list at the counseling center that says, I'm interested. There's a couple things you fill out, and you're eligible. Doesn't mean you'll win something, but if you're a person who's like, yeah, I could use a few grand, that's something you should really consider, okay? So stop by the counseling center if you're interested in that. Ms. DK can just raise your hand, shout out if I'm missing anything on this stuff, okay?
Nope, the local scholarship link has been sent to you. It's in the most recent counseling newsletter. You have to go to the link and put your information in, and then that puts you in a pool to possibly receive one of the many local scholarships. Like Mr. Portillo said, they range from like $500 to about $2,000, and there's probably 15 or so of them, and they're local, so you're not competing against people in the state of Ohio or anyone from any other high school. It's just a Sycamore local scholarship pool.
And if you're thinking, I'm a person who's not going to college, that's not relevant to me, there are a decent number that are for students who are not going to college, who are going into the workforce or training or military. If you can show that there will be some kind of monetary cost to what you're going to do, there are organizations that will cover some of that. So please, everybody, take a second to investigate that, okay? Final transcript and senior survey. You will be asked at some point coming up here soon for senior survey information. We'll ask for your follow-on information if you have to send a final transcript to any college, university, workforce setting. Please make sure you fill that stuff out. We use that information. It's not just because we're bored that we're collecting it, okay? So please make sure. Anything else on that one?
No, your final transcripts, those of you who are going to college, your final transcripts do get sent to the colleges upon graduation. Your school is looking for two things. One, that you graduated. Two, that your transcript does not show major discrepancies between when you applied and they saw your transcript at the end of junior year and how you finished senior year. Okay, so they're looking to make sure that things are still consistent. Senioritis is real, we know that, but do not start slacking to where your A's and B's turn into C's and D's. Or your B's and C's turn into D's and F's. They will notice that. They can take away scholarships. They can remove your admission. That's not a threat, and they won't do it just if a couple grades go down. So don't think that, but you do need to finish strong. They will look at it, and it does matter.
And it also matters if you decided, oh wait, I'm a senior and I'm now failing all these tough classes and I want to play Guard Wars. Can I drop all my classes? No. Because they'll ask about that. They'll check and be like, why'd they drop all their classes as a senior? Because they didn't want to do it. Guard Wars is not a Sycamore sanctioned event, by the way. Okay, prom. That's coming up. Attendance, fees, and your conduct, your discipline record matter, okay? Prom is a privilege. It's not a right. So if you do something that jeopardizes your risk of attending school events like prom, please be aware that could be consequences. So do the right things, okay? Nothing else I need to say about that, do the right things. If you have academic fees, you lost a textbook when you were a freshman, you didn't pay your lunch money when you were a 7th grader, that follows you, all right? So if you have a question about a fee, check with me, and we'll address it. There's going to be a lot of events coming up in the next few months, specifically after the spring. You don't have to memorize those, but those are some. Launch day, we recognize where you're going after high school. Senior yard signs, raise your hand if you've seen senior yard signs in people's yards in years past. Yes. Those are going to be delivered in the next month. Senior parents are going to put that stuff together for you. We're going to walk around to all the elementaries in May. We're going to do a senior picnic. We have senior awards. And the senior slideshow, this is one thing I'd highlight here. If you're like a big photog of your group of friends, like you take pictures, like tons of pictures are on your phone, the senior moms and dads and families they build a slideshow for you guys every year. Their goal is to have every senior in at least one picture. Everybody gets at least one picture. That's a ton of pictures. They take them all year long and they get them from all different sources, but you guys are often their best reporters because you're everywhere. So there's an email I'm going to send out, and it'll have a link. If you have pictures of your group that are school appropriate, that you think could be in a slideshow, that are like funny, whatever, send them to this link and they'll consider adding it. Okay? Emphasis on school appropriate. Okay. If you think you might want to sing or speak at graduation, don't everybody jump at once. If you think you might want to sing or speak, volunteer? No, I'm kidding. If you think you might want to sing or speak at graduation, right before spring break, we'll have auditions for that. Okay? There's a couple of you that are already going to do it just by the position of what you do in the class. But we do always have at least 1 or 2 student performers and 1 or 2 student speakers. Okay, so if you think you want to do that, that's something coming up you should look for. Tickets! Raise your hand if you can answer this question. Ooh. Actually, I'll just ask it like this. Tickets, raise your hand if you think they're mandatory for your family for graduation. Oh, see, this every year. Question, yes, the answer is yes. Everybody has to have a ticket. All of your family, all of your friends, your second cousin's uncle, twice removed, who's coming to Cintas, everybody needs a ticket to graduation. Everyone needs a ticket to graduation. Who needs a ticket to graduation? Everyone! Everyone that you know that's coming needs a ticket. There's no limit. 2 years ago, not kidding, someone requested 88 tickets. And they brought 86 people. I'm not kidding. So, there's no limit, but you'll see a survey. Listen up, listen up. Listen up. You will see a survey coming out soon that will ask about graduation ticket requests. Talk to your family, your significant relatives in your life, the people that you want to come and ask. Who's all coming? How many tickets? The survey goes to you, okay? So this is the part of your life that's like you being an adult. Don't say, oh, my parents never filled it out, I'm sorry. No, this is you, okay? Survey goes to you. Graduation tickets are mandatory. Unlimited but required. Cap and gown. Kind of circling back to where we started. Yes or no question. You can answer it together. Can you decorate your cap and gown? Yeah. Good. Good. Gosh, these guys are smart. No. Actually, I'll caveat that. You can do whatever you want with the set that you don't wear. If you rent 2 or 10, you can decorate whatever you want. But the one you wear to Cintas, it's green. It's a green cap. It's a green gown. And it comes with a tassel. That is the minimum amount you have to bring that you rent. The reason for that is twofold. A, the ceremony aesthetically looks a lot better when everyone is uniform and synchronized. Okay. B, this is really a ceremony for not just you, but all the people in your lives that got you here. They view you really highly, and we do too, and with a great deal of class. We want to do something that honors you and respects you and treats you very seriously, because that's how we take you. So we're going to do this classy. It's classy every year, and it will continue to be that way. Underneath your gowns, we're going to be wearing formal wear. Okay? So whatever that is for you, and we'll go into more details, formal wear. You're going to look good. All right? You're going to look like Sycamore, not like Mason, or whatever. You're going to look like really professional, classy students. We do that every year, always well received. You can tell them I said that, that's fine. But first, before all that, make sure you order them. Order cap and gown, order cap and gown. Do's and don'ts, talked about that. Graduation expectations. There will be a lot of information that comes out about the ceremony. We will rehearse it the week before graduation. We will bus down to the Cintas Center all together. We'll rehearse and walk through graduation. We'll talk about everything you need to know. You will be asked to report significantly early on the morning of graduation. Anybody know what time it starts? 1? It's 10. Don't be there at 1. It starts at 10, but you'll be asked to report an hour and a half to 2 hours early. I'm bracing you for that now. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Two things I want to make sure you know going into the end of graduation. Chords. Chords are going to be academic. We know there are a lot of organizations that have chords. We're going to focus on the academic chords that are given out by our school, okay, to start. We'll talk through more specifics of that as we get closer to the event. If you get chords for random things that you're doing and out in the community, that's great. But for the purposes of graduation, we're going to stick to a specific list of academic chords. You will see that list coming out, okay? So please don't be Don't take it personally if your cord from your community group is not recognized, but any sash you get from anything else outside of school or a specific group within school that's not part of the academic rigor, like routine, please don't feel badly if we ask you to just not use that. It's not personal, it's because it really streamlines the appearance of that ceremony, and some people show up with like 58 cords and you're like, I don't even know what yeah, there's some that are out there that are just like really interesting. Okay, that's great, but we want to try to make it sort of streamlined. Name pronunciation. If your name is Ashwin Koratil and no one can say it except your mom, you're going to be getting a link to a thing called Flipgrid, which is called huge, but it's going to be a system where you can say your name for all the people that are reading it. The name readers are going to be all the assistant principals. A lot of them don't know you guys, all right? We just break the alphabet up into fourths, and we just read our list. So to save us a lot of time during rehearsal, and also to save your family heartache during graduation day, we're going to ask that you fill out this link, submit a video of yourself saying your name. And then when we mess it up during practice, we can go back that weekend before graduation all weekend and be like, Ashwin Koratil, Ashwin Koratil, Ashwin Koratil. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. The one thing I'd like to leave you with in our last couple minutes. This school is not about the adults. I hope you have learned in your 4 years here, this is really your school. If 400 of you did something, there's very few things that a small number of administrators and counselors could do to stop that. Please take that responsibility seriously. The entire school is watching you guys for the next 3 months. The face of the Sycamore community for the next 3 months is you guys. When people start seeing yard signs popping up and AIDS flags out in the community and all the senior events and you guys going to elementary schools and you guys all over the website, you guys on social media, seniors, it's you. It's not me, it's not Mr. Porter, it's not Ms. DK, it's not Mr. Smith. Sycamore Space is you right now. That's different than all the other 11 grades in this whole community. So please just consider that when you're making all the decisions you make. We are here to help you. We love you and care about you a lot. Anything you need, anything you're feeling, any pressures you want to get off your chest, like please tell us. Okay, because this is a big step you're about to take. But you can do it, believe me. Okay? Anything else? Okay, you have like a minute and a half left, so just chill here. When the bell rings, you guys can go to third bell. Appreciate it. If you have questions, just fine.